The Department of Foreign Affairs assures that the Philippine Embassy in Tokyo is in constant communication with Filipinos in quarantine, with thousands other people on board the Diamond Princess cruise ship now docked at the port of Yokohama in Japan. 10 persons, including one Filipino, are confirmed to have been infected with nCoV-ARD. More details from Mark Fatalco.
This is the Diamond Princess cruise ship docked at the port of Yokohama in Japan. About 3,700 passengers are on board the ship, over 500 of whom are Filipinos. The vessel was supposed to embark on an 8-day trip on Tuesday, but was quarantined by the Japanese government when one of the passengers tested positive for the nCoV-ARD. As of today, 20 persons who boarded the cruise ship, including one Filipino, tested positive for nCoV-ARD. They are now in a hospital in Japan for treatment. The Department of Foreign Affairs, through the Philippine Embassy in Tokyo, is now working with the Japanese authorities in providing all necessary assistance to Filipinos on board the cruise ship and undergoing a 14-day quarantine period. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo said that the government is ready to provide assistance as well to the victims.
It is a Japanese ship. They will know how to take care of their crew. At kung ano man kung anong pwedeng itulong natin, tutulong tayo.
The Department of Health, on the other hand, advised the Filipinos there to be extra cautious.
Siyempre sa cruise ship, medyo mas madaling magandahawahan, kasi very close quarters kayo, magkakalapit at saka magkakasama kayo sa isang lugar. Kaya talagang kailangan silang bantayan.
Meanwhile, the DOH assured Filipino passengers on board the World Dream cruise ship, which earlier docked in our country, underwent Bureau of Quarantine protocols and none of whom were found to be ill. This after Hong Kong authorities said that 30 passengers said they had fever when the ship docked at Hong Kong's Kaita Cruise Terminal on February 5.
Wala pa kasing wala pa naman tayong ban at that time. So ibig sabihin nung sila ay pinamasok, duman sila sa quarantine at walang may sakit sa kanila.
The DOH is awaiting the directive from the International Health Regulation if they still need to conduct contact tracing. Mark Fatalco for The Nation.
6 co-passengers of the 2 Chinese nationals who have been tested positive for the nCoV-ARD are reported showing symptoms of the Wuhan contagion. They are now in quarantine, as we hear from Sherry Olikino.
6 individuals who were aboard the same flights as the 2 Chinese nationals infected by the novel coronavirus acute respiratory disease showed flu-like symptoms. In the Cebu Pacific Flight 5J241, which flew from Cebu to Dumaguete on January 21, a total of 23 passengers were traced by the PNP's Criminal Investigation and Detection Group, or CIDG. 3 of them manifested signs of respiratory infection. The CIDG further reminded all of the passengers to monitor themselves and to stay vigilant.
All passengers have been contacted by the CIDG were advised to avoid unnecessary contact with people and stay at home as much as possible. They were also asked to monitor themselves for fever, colds and cough, and observe proper hygiene, of course.
On the other hand, 25 passengers of Philippine Airlines flight PR2542, which came from Dumaguete and landed in Manila last January 25, were also contacted by the CIDG. 3 of them are now on quarantine. Passengers of the aforementioned flights were cooperative, which is why the CIDG was able to make progress with the contact tracing right away.
Mas cooperative sila, and yung iba ka nagpapasalamat for the effort na ginagawa natin.
Concerned passengers are also enjoined to contact health authorities as soon as they feel the symptoms of nCoV-ARD. Meanwhile, the Department of Health Region 7 was also able to locate the hotel and airline employees who might have been in close contact with a Chinese female who also acquired the virus.
It is a distinction between possibilities and impossibilities. Para sa ako, if we have the facility, why not? Yes. So natin, identified facility to accommodate facility quarantine. The last would be home quarantine.
Shari Olikino for The Nation.